Right, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Coaches Co-Creating, episode 10. My name's Jasmine, and I'm a coactive transitional life coach.
And my name's Amanda, and I'm a coactive business coach.
And today we're going to talk about powerful questions, how important they are in coaching. Because as you know, during the coaching session, the coach will ask the client powerful questions so they can find the answers within themselves. So Amanda, what is a powerful question?
Okay, so I think we probably define them mostly by saying open questions. So questions that haven't got a definitive yes or no answer. They're typically known as closed questions, aren't they?
Exactly.
But you can ask open questions, which aren't particularly powerful. But yeah, it's the distinction is usually the powerful question will provoke deep thought. The idea being that you ask a question that the client doesn't immediately know the answer to. So shall I give you an example of that?
Example of a powerful question or non-powerful question?
Well, to illustrate the fact that sometimes people might know the answer immediately. So, you know, it's as simple as, Jasmine, what did you have for breakfast?
And this is a non-powerful question. Oats.
And so an example of a more powerful question might be, Jasmine, what's your favourite breakfast food?
Favorite food, breakfast. Yeah, that I need to think about. Like now I'm thinking of a fry up.
Okay.
I haven't had one of those for ages.
But yeah, the whole idea is to illustrate the fact that it's making you think. It's making
exactly
and initiating more of a conversation than a yes or no. Do you like
exactly developing self-awareness?
Yeah.
A learning, a realization. All the things that we know deep down, but maybe it's deep down and they're coming. The powerful question helps them come up.
That's right. Absolutely.
What's your favorite powerful question?
I've got quite a few actually, but I think one we talked about before is the hypothetical question. So if you look at it's about the question is if you do it all again, what would you do differently?
Yeah, that's a good one for reflecting. Oh, it's a tough one though. It could be a tough one.
Yeah, because I think there's, like you said about the lessons, what's the learning? But so you can reflect back on what you did well, what you didn't do so well, and what you do differently would give you that structure for the next time you face that same sort of problem or you know event. So it's there's kind of lots of different aspects to it, and that's why it's powerful, because it gives you that time to pause and reflect and then prepare yourself almost for the next time that it crops up. Do you have a powerful question that's your favourite, Jasmine?
Oh yeah, my favourite one is it's a combination of a few. What's your head saying? What's your heart saying? And what's your spirit saying? For me, that really, when I was asked that the first time, it was a huge realization for me. Like thinking, wow, I can have 3 different answers from 3 different parts of me, and it was really powerful for me. So now it's become my favorite one.
Yeah, I guess that's quite deep as well, isn't it? Because there's 3 aspects to it, and you might actually be able to identify a conflict within you if you answer the questions differently for each aspect, and that would show you why you're feeling so conflicted, because your heart and your mind aren't aligned there. You know, because you want different things, or
and connecting to yourself more, isn't it? It's a whole connection as well.
Yeah, because we don't do that enough, I don't think, and that's the beauty and the power of coaching, isn't it? Because it does give you that time to pause and really think about things that are important to you, whereas in our everyday life we're in such an habitual state most of the time. You know, it's kind of rinse and repeat, and so you don't get that chance to really exercise that powerful state, really.
I
was just about to say, one of the things that it's important to emphasize about powerful questions, I think, is they don't have to be complex questions. you know, we both gave our favourite questions, and they're quite sort of deep questions and quite sort of complicated, but they can be very simple, can't they?
Oh yeah, totally. Like 2 words could be two. Could even have 1 word, maybe. No.
Maybe.
Yeah, 2 words. So, what's your favourite short, simple, powerful question?
I like what else? What
What
else?
else? What
Yeah,
else?
that can be a very it's a tag-on question, but you were digging, you know, sort of digging deep. You can actually then sort of say, if somebody gives an answer and you're not sure that they're giving everything away, or they're being sort of cautious about how they're replying, you say what else, and it might cause them to sort of dig and delve a bit deeper, and reveal more. Because
Exactly.
people don't articulate the real fundamental cause until they're really pushed to do so.
Exactly. Because when I've been asked that as well, what else? And then, yeah, it's just like another. Yeah, you do look deeper because you're like, oh, is there anything else? What's really there? It definitely, it's revealing. Like you said, it's very revealing. I think I like. Well, another powerful question, maybe, what's next? And I've asked that so many times, and then my client is just like, oh, yeah, what is next? So it kind of not shocks them, but you can see it's making them think.
And again, it's just like illustrative of what I just said about that we live in such an habitual state. Sometimes we don't plan ahead. We don't think about what's the future. And actually, being a coach is quite a privileged position, because you give that opportunity for somebody to articulate what's next, and you show you care for them. What is next for them?
Yes.
You know, so
like they say, the quality of the questions we ask ourselves is the quality of the life we have or we live.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Because it's very worrying when sometimes you do ask yourself stupid questions then.
You get a stupid answer, stupid question, stupid answer.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right, isn't it? So should we talk about some powerful questions, you know, with a subject in mind? Would you like to do that?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so what subject we did before on a different platform was our personal and professional goals. So do you want to start? Shall I ask you about? Let's do personal goals first.
Okay.
So what would you say is your number one personal goal at the moment?
Number one personal goal would be to find more time to just rest. Balance, have more of a balanced life, like between rest, exercise, and eating healthy.
Okay.
That's what I'm craving right now, I think.
So it's all about self-care.
Yes, self-care, definitely. Yeah.
And so the next question might be, what's one thing you could do to work towards that?
Take a break. Stop. Breathe. Simple things, actually. Just stop. Maybe just stop for one day, you know?
And when will you do
that? Well, I mean, I have been doing good things as well. I have been swimming most days, so that's great. Slow down, actually. No, not stop. Slow down. Avoid extremes. I don't like extremes. Are not good. Doing too much or not enough. No, just slow down. That would be for me. Yeah. Thank you for making me realize that. Yeah. Slow down. It's not stopping. It's slowing down.
Yeah.
Nothing's an emergency. Yeah. It's not like everything has to be done right now. You know, sometimes you think you get the pressure, the sabotage. You're like, I need to do this now. I need to do this now. It's like, no.
Yeah. I think a lot of people in their profession, they feel that urgency, although it's not always true. Sometimes it's of their own creation, isn't it? So
yes.
So it's quite important, I think, in the morning to identify what's urgent, what needs to be done, what's non-negotiable, and what can be left. And
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Get on with the thing that's the most important.
Yeah. So What about you, Amanda? What is your personal goal?
I think I would like to get away on a family holiday at some point, and I know right now is difficult, and it probably will be difficult for some time to come. So I'm sort of looking long term into next year. My children are adults now, so they might not even want to come. but
What's important? Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
What's important about a family holiday for you?
I just love them. I love the whole camaraderie of our family unit, and I love the fact that we have fun together. It's always just really enjoyable, and they're good company, my children. So it's quite nice to have that. My husband and I have our own space, but it's nice for them to be there as well, because it just
Yeah.
And
sorry, I interrupted you again.
It emboldens the whole experience, so it's quite nice. Yeah.
You said that's something you can't do now. So then I guess I would ask you, what can you do? Oh, we've got somebody here.
Oh yeah, just saying they didn't realise they'd released the
Oh. Hi Emma, how are you doing?
So
so what actually can you do? Like you said, you would like to have a family holiday, but you can't do that. So I'm going to ask you an empowering question. What can you do? What's the next best thing that you can do within your control?
I'm a big person for visioning and sort of visualizing what it might look like. So it's about going into that real whole dream space for me, and just conjuring what I think would be a wonderful family holiday, and just dreaming really big, and going for it. So yeah, and that's quite nice for your present state, because you can actually then feel that goodness, feel that sensation of having that coming through, but you feel it now. So it's very good for your soul. It's very good for uplifting you. So yeah.
Wow, like a visualization then.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to say that. Imagine it. I thought you were going to say something like, "Oh, maybe I'll organize a day out or something."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's funny how I was expecting you to say that, because I'm thinking about myself, I guess, which is probably not.
Yeah, but it's different for different people, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
When you ask a question like "What's next?", you might have your own idea of what that person might say, but it could be completely different to what you've expected.
It's always completely different. That's the thing.
That's
it's
true.
Always like when it always is, and it's always surprising, and I don't know why I continue to be surprised, but of course it's different.
Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting, I guess.
Yeah. One thing we haven't said, which I think is worth noting as well, is that with powerful questions, often the answer might come up in the session, or it might not. So I might give you a question, and you might go away and ponder it and think, well, I didn't really answer that very cleverly, or I'm not sure I gave the answer that was really So all of that is then digested over the next week or two, depending on how frequently you have your coaching sessions, and that's when the power of the question is really kind of mixed up, isn't it?
Exactly. But even something so basic as you asking me what my favorite breakfast was. I said oats, but then the next time you asked me, I said fry up, because it took me, okay, obviously this is a tiny example, but it took me half an hour in between to actually realize, actually, I think a fry up is my favorite breakfast. Doesn't mean I would have that every day, but that was my favorite. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're right. It could take weeks, it could take months, depends on the question, doesn't it? And normally it just comes to you when you relax about it.
Yes. Yeah.
It comes when you're not. Yeah.
The reason we call it powerful, though, isn't it, is because it's meant to evoke thought in you, but it's also because it can make you think differently to how you expect to think yourself as well. How many times we used to do this in our coaching training? Do you remember when you'd say, "Oh, didn't expect to say that"?
Yeah.
Something comes out of your own mouth and you think, "Oh, I never expected that would be what I'd say." And it's that's because the question was powerful enough to evoke that. So it's
coming more in tune with yourself. That's what powerful questions are. Getting to know yourself more.
It's self-awareness for sure, but but it's also giving you the opportunity to really consider your life in a much more broader perspective, rather than it's a bit like taking yourself above your own life, and we call it a meta view, don't we, in coaching, where you look down and have a really good look at, you know, what is important to me now, and that sort of thing. So
mine's a fry up, same as me. I haven't had a fry up for ages either. It's funny that I thought about it.
I just say, Emma, if you're still listening, you can apply to go live on LinkedIn. There's an application, and I'll drop you a message if you like, so you can apply. But it's quite straightforward, and my application went through in about 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So yeah. So. Wow,
excellent. But no, well, they don't call them powerful questions for nothing.
No, absolutely.
Basically, they are powerful and they are life-changing. Even one question can just change your thought about something, and changing your thought, change your action. You know, we know the story, change your life. But
yeah,
not too many questions though. I think one question at a time.
Yeah, like you say, I think it's about keeping it simple, but keeping it focused as well, so that you don't overwhelm your client with lots and lots of questions. It's just about opening up that thought portal, if you like. Yeah. So
it has to be cooked for your fry. Definitely. I do not want to cook my own fry up. No. It has to be, but it's got to be cooked the way I like it.
Who knew that question would be the most thought-provoking of the whole live? Anyway,
so I actually fancy a fry up now, to be quite honest with you.
Well, you can go off and get one now. So
well, it's not the same, but anyway, yeah.
Thank you for jumping on this live with me. So it's made it a really nice, smooth transition onto LinkedIn Live, because it's our first broadcast, isn't it, live? So it's,
excellent. I'll be looking forward to the next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Every week.
Yeah. So I should say, if you are interested in business coaching, that's what I do. I work with business owners who are dealing with stress and overwhelm as a result of running their business, because it can be quite stressful, especially in times like this. So if you do want to work with me on that, then please contact me via LinkedIn, or the website is www.happycoach.co.uk.
And if you are ready for a change, or going for a change, planned or unplanned, I'm a transitional life coach, so I'd love to have a free consultation with you if you message me at www.withnava.com. Maybe we could write it in the comments, can't
Absolutely. we? Yeah, after we'll share that. So but thanks for watching, everyone, and
thank you so much.
Catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.